What's up, people of YouTube? So let me start this video off by saying that I absolutely love sim racing. I only got into it in 2023, but since then it has taken up an absolutely enormous amount of my life. And so this past August, was it? August, I got my new PC and started getting into iRacing. And in the last half a year since I got into iRacing, I've already been turned off of it. And that's honestly a problem. Because if I'm being so turned off of something that I love so quickly, what's going on here? Let's get into that. So the other week when MX5 was at Summit Point Jefferson Circuit, I signed up for a race because, sometimes I enjoy a nice, quick, easy race. Well, not to say easy, but, a car that's easier to drive than a GT3. And that's okay. It's okay to enjoy a slower car and a shorter race. That's fine. And there's enough people that have an issue with that. That's a part of the problem. But let's get into the real problem. So I made a mistake in this race. And I have said countless times, I made a mistake. It was an accident. No one cares. The iRacing community does not care. They don't care. It was an accident. They don't care. And that brings us to the next point. So the guy whose race I did ruin his race, it was on me. I've said this. He targeted me 3 different times. And I'm an A license holder. So that tanked my safety rating. Tanked it. And so I made a video about that. I'll show you that video. This is the problem with iRacing. So on lap 3, I accidentally hit our buddy Andy RJ here. Caused a collision. It was my bad. I apologized. Life goes on. Unfortunately, after rejoining, he continued to take himself out. And at this point, he completely loses the plot. The next time I come up on him, because he's a lap car now, he tries to push me off the track. Then he hits another car trying to keep up with me. After this, he tries to torpedo me and costs himself a tow to pits. And then once he leaves the pits and is getting lapped again, he does this. iRacing, what are you going to do about it? So, yeah, his actions are pretty bad. And now, of course, I protested it. Of course, I protested it. And realistically, he should have protested what I did to him, too. That's how that system is supposed to work. And of course, I get an email back from iRacing saying that, yep, successful protest. I'll even put an image of that email right here. Prove it. Prove that they said it. And then, later that same night, I go and check. And Buddy was still online all day. He didn't do anything. Look, he was racing all day. The proof is right there. They did nothing. And, so of course, I made a video about that as well. The fact that they did nothing about it. And then in come the comments. This is a huge problem. This is where the problem is. The things that people in iRacing in the community said to me. Things like, what did I expect? What did I expect? I expect to be punished per the system and not retaliated against. Or, no one cares why I quit. Go play a simcade. Thanks, guys. Encouraging. Or this one. Spins the dude out. Stupid move. Gets retaliated. Not cool, but understandable. Cries because he didn't get insta-banned. Pathetic. So you're defending it. You're saying that it's okay to go and retaliate like that. And that I should just shut up about it. Move on. Or check this interaction that happened while I was making this video. Where Buddy had said, gamers are just toxic individuals, and sounds like I get what most drivers get when wrecking someone. I'm like, okay, so it sounds like he's defending it. So I had replied so when someone makes a mistake, it's okay to just intentionally ruin their rating? And yes, it happens all the time. But he's just telling me to stay off of iRacing, which I'm already doing. I'm done with it. I'm done with the iRacing community, and I'm done with the lack of driving standards. as proven with these interactions. I'll put a bunch more on screen. There's too many people defending intentional wrecking on iRacing. That's not racing. That's not okay. So I'm going to be doing LMU, where they're at least trying to enforce driving standards. Maybe it's not perfect in every way, but they're working with the community and making real efforts to make sure that their customers have a good experience. And I'm down to support that. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe. And I'll be doing streams on Tuesdays and Wednesdays where I do a lap of Imola for every new follower. So I'll see you there. And let me be very clear about one thing here. I don't want anybody going and messaging anybody whose name appeared in the screenshots in this video. They said these things in public places, so I think it's okay for their names to be shown. Don't go interacting with them. Don't give them a hard time. Just let angry people be angry on their own. Leave them alone. Leave the trolls alone.